free money and download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code EARN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EARN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EARN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Fox Sports brought to you by Jack Spring Electric. Online at jackspringelectric.com.
Looking for reliable electrical services? Look no further than Jack Spring Electric. From industrial to commercial to residential needs, we've got you covered. Our expert team ensures top-notch service every time, keeping your operations running smoothly and your homes powered up. And when the power goes out, trust our generators to keep your lights on and your business going strong. Visit jackspringelectric.com for all of your electrical needs. For quality you can trust, visit jackspringelectric.com today. Jack Spring Electric, powering your world.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Tiger weather now.
Stubborn clouds are going to stick with us here through the rest of the day as we'll see temperatures at 60. Cloudy with areas of fog overnight tonight, low 50. Showers on tap for tomorrow with a high 62 and rain and thunderstorms possible on Thursday. Rain could be heavy at times. High Thursday, 71. Sunshine for Friday. Friday's high in the mid-60s. Richard DeWetting at the Weather Channel.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Bossier City's home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station. The following is a paid program. Participants of this program are not employees of this station, and their views, opinions, and claims do not necessarily represent those of Town Square Media, its employees, or advertisers.
The following program is paid for by Tim Fletcher.
Good afternoon. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
Voice of the Demons, right?
Yes.
Touchdown, Demons!
Brined, marinated, or dry rubbed, it's sports the way you like it.
Sports Center Top 10 right there!
Talking to the biggest names, bringing you the best interviews.
He actually smokes his beans.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
The cooler is full, and the brisket is resting.
Just a nice little pull, and it comes right apart. That's perfect.
We eat ribs with this dude.
Here's your master of ceremonies, the Kansas City Barbecue Society certified expert.
Throw the fade, looking for Ferguson. Got it!
Patrick Netherton.
13-yard touchdown. Demons are back in it.
And good afternoon. We welcome you in. It's the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130 The Tiger. Growl, baby, growl. That's right. We got, Rogers, we got our new Kenny Pickett. So we got that going for us, which is nice. New Kenny Pickett is in the mix at the Senior Bowl. That's right. We're talking hand size, everybody. Hand size. Always our favorite thing to discuss. We love a good hand size debate. Chit-chat about that. So we got that going on. Senior Bowl's happening. We got the Super Bowl coming your way in 13 days, 12 days, I guess. We got that going on. The ever-present Will Rogers show up for the Super Bowl party question is always out there. Pressing the issue yesterday, and Hambone wasn't having any of it. He wasn't here to talk to about his Super Bowl party plans. Hambone wasn't here for that at that point. But yes, we are live and in living color if you're watching on the stream. If you are listening to us, then we are live and in living audio. That's right. One of the top 10 shows from 1 to 3 amongst males 25 to 18 to 54, whatever it is. That's what we got going on the Patrick Netherton Show, buddy. Tell you what. It's what we're all about around here. Getting it done, boy. Getting it done. So, yeah, we're here on a Tuesday, second Monday. Always, Tuesday's always a little, again, we talk about this all the time. Tuesday sneaks up on you. You got through Monday, you think, oh, I'm good. I got through Monday. It's, we're doing well. And next thing you know, here comes Tuesday. You thought you were getting closer to the weekend. Psych. Fooled you. What's with you, man? Come on. Oh, no. Oh, here. Shake with truce. Oh, fooled you again. It reminds me, Roger, did you see UHF or no, Rogers? The Weird Al Yankovic movie? That was the first, it was Michael Richards' first ever part in anything. By the way, hilarious movie. If you've never seen UHF, find it. I don't know if it's even streaming anywhere. Find it and watch it. It's basically just basically a Weird Al Yankovic fever dream. And it is beautiful. Basically, he inherits a UHF or buys I can't remember exactly, a UHF signal and decides to just kind of put on whatever he wants. And it's amazing. Hilarious, amazing, just crying crazy, amazing crazy. It's all of that, man. It is hilarious. So, Patrick Netherton Show, 1130, the Tiger 103.3 FM. Still waiting on the Saints to make their pick. They interviewed Kellen Moore yesterday. So they got that done. Kellen Moore's interview has happened. Got an in-person interview with him, which means they've interviewed everyone that's on their list. Mike Kafka, the defensive coordinator of the Giants. They interviewed Anthony Weaver, the defensive coordinator of the Dolphins. They've interviewed Mike McCarthy. They've interviewed Darren Rizzi. And they've interviewed now Kellen Moore. So it feels like, as of now, that it's three people in the mix. Right? It doesn't feel like Weaver or Kafka, either one, are going to be the guy. Right? It feels like it's between the outsiders, McCarthy and Kellen Moore, and the insider, Darren Rizzi. Players seem to want Darren Rizzi. Obviously, both McCarthy and Kellen Moore have been successful offensive coaches. So it kind of comes down to that. We'll see how it all plays out. It's going to be interesting. So we shall see. And then, Rogers, I went down to our resident Cowboys fans office. We actually have two. We have one right here next to us. But he's not as what would you say, Rogers? Not as obnoxious about it? Is that a good word? Is that the proper adjective? Not as obnoxious about his Cowboys fandom as the guy down the hall. But I still haven't seen the guy down the hall, by the way. Tried to go down there a couple of times. Haven't seen him. Keep waiting to hear something. Rogers, how many times did we hear about them Cowboys? Like echoing down the hall when they would win a couple of games in a row. And then it kind of got quiet after a while, kind of got quiet. So, yeah. I wish that based on what we heard yesterday, I kind of wish that I kind of had insight into the darker side of the Cowboys fandom, because it's interesting to see the public facing portion of the Cowboys fandom is very quiet. But apparently the private facing portion of the Cowboys fandom is apparently pretty upset. And understandably so. Brian Schottenheimer. And Rogers, did you perhaps see the video yesterday when Jerry and Schottenheimer and Stephen Jones sat down and they introduced whoever the guy was running, I'm sure media relations guy. He introduced Brian Schottenheimer, and there was a pretty good round of applause. Then he introduced Stephen Jones, and it was silence. Just silence. It was one of those, who remembers it? Was it Jeb Bush, I believe, that did had a speech, and he said something, and no one reacted, and he was like, please clap. And so everyone started clapping. Yeah, it's basically that. So, a pretty lackluster reaction to the new Cowboys coach, that is for sure. But anyway, so we got that going on. College basketball. If you didn't catch any college basketball last night, you missed out, man. There were some great games. Arizona and Iowa State played an absolutely fantastic game that involved Iowa State being up 3 with 3 seconds left, I believe, or 4 seconds left, giving up a 60-foot shot that went in for Arizona, and Arizona went to overtime and ended up just beating the hell out of them in overtime. It was a hell of a game. Absolutely hell of a game. That one, Duke and NC State. NC State just gave Duke all they wanted, man. They really did. Remember, was it last year or the year before, Kevin Keats, the head coach for NC State, was basically on the hot seat. Like, he was on the out. He was done. Like, they were going to fire him. And then he made a run in the tournament, and that run in the tournament kicked in a guaranteed, 2-year extension or 3-year extension of his contract, which was hilarious. And so basically it ensured that he would be coming back. And now they're kind of middle of the road, or Rogers, if you will, since they are the Wolfpack, middle of the pack. You're welcome. 11 minutes in, Rogers. 11 minutes in, my friend. By the way, Cowboys have a new defensive coordinator. They went and got Chicago's former head coach, Matt Eberflus. So Matt Eberflus is now the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys with Brian Schottenheimer. So, yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. All these coaches are just relocating to new positions. Dennis Allen, now the defensive coordinator in Chicago. Former Chicago head coach is now the defensive coordinator in Dallas. Former Dallas head coach might be the head coach in New Orleans. Just everybody moving around. Everybody moving around. It is quite something. So we got all that going on, and then whatever you'd like to discuss, we got a little NBA talk we can get into if you want. We can do that. More college basketball on the horizon. You got just some terrific games that are upcoming. The Big 12 has been fun. Obviously, the SEC is somebody die over there, Rogers? Do I need to go? Do we need to call 911? Okay. Oh, don't worry about someone dying on on the rest of the building. Let him die. Hambone just says let him die. He ain't worried. But yeah, you got a big showdown, top 15 showdown in the SEC. Seems like all of them are top 15 showdowns, it feels like. But we got a lot of college basketball as well. So off and running on a Tuesday. Super excited to have you with us. We'd love to hear from you. A couple of ways that you can do that. You can call us on the Pearl Shreveport hotline. The Pearl Shreveport hotline is 318-RALLY-45, 318-725-5945.
Hello.
Hey, Coach O. You can also find us on the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line. The Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line is 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426, also known as the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line. That's right. It's the easiest way to get in touch with us. We do like phone calls. And if you want to, hit us up on any of our streaming platforms, you can do that as well. We're live on 1130 on the AM dial and 103.3 on the FM dial. But we also have 4 streaming platforms that we air on simultaneously. That's right. Whether you would like us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, or Twitch, all of those are available to you. How do you do that? It's very simple. Go to youtube.com/@Netherton Show. Go to facebook.com/Netherton Show. Go to twitch.tv/Netherton Show. Rogers twitches when he watches TV, so he's twitch.tv. And then, of course, on Twitter/X, we are at PT Netherton, also, again, please, when you go, if you watch the stream, give us a like, give us a reaction, share the stream. That all helps us out. We'd appreciate any of that work with our metrics. So, like, follow, subscribe, all free. Won't cost you a thing. So like, follow, subscribe, and then of course, go ahead and give us a share if you don't mind. Share it out on your social media, on your Twitter, your Facebook, your YouTube, all that stuff, man. Share it out for us. We'd appreciate that. Or just send it in your your group chat. You got a group chat, so feel free to send it to us in your group chat. Hey guys, I know we always like to share funny memes and stuff. How about this? Go watch the Patrick Netherton Show. We'd appreciate it. We're also available on the app if you want to tune in that way. 1130 The Tiger. Search for that on Google Play or your iTunes App Store, and you can listen to us in crystal clear HD audio. It's a terrific way to listen in. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Rogers Hampton Jr.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkinland.
Hey, boy.
Hey, boy.
Hi, man.
Hello.
What's up, my dude?
Tuesday.
Second Monday.
Can't trust that day either.
No, unfortunately.
Rainy all morning out here.
Kind of gross and
Yeah.
kind of, it's like a little chilly.
Cold rain.
Yeah, just a little chilly.
Just enough to aggravate.
Yeah, just enough to make you mad, make your bones hurt.
Make you ornery.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
just make you ache.
That means me and Fletcher were really aching.
That trick knees,
all of it, man.
Do you have
Fletcher's got the trick body.
Yeah. He's got his bones all fusing
That's
together.
what I'm saying.
So
There's no one spot; it's the whole body.
Do you have a body part that tells you when it's going to rain,
The
Rogers?
left knee swells.
Left knee.
My bad one hurt when I hurt my junior year at Friendship.
Yeah.
The left knee gets swollen really bad and tight. And
The one that you decided not to fix, right? Yeah. You just wore a
That was back when
brace.
they wanted to cut down both sides of your leg, and
Right.
I went in a cast up to my hip, and I'd have missed the rest of the season. So we just drained it a couple times, and I wore a brace the rest of my junior year.
I mean,
because it was back then, it wasn't like now, a little pinhole in there, and 2 weeks later you're probably okay. No, this was cut down both sides of the leg, be on crutches, hard cast from the ankle to the hip. And I was like,
no laparoscopic surgery back in those days.
I went to Dr. Bundrick a few times and got it drained and had a brace that I wore the last half of my junior year. And then in the off season, my dad, put me through the workout and took me to the Y and kind of got my legs stronger. And, since he kind of knew how to maybe keep the body in shape. That
Right.
was his specialty.
Right.
So, so by the time my senior year came, I just had one of those little elastic braces.
Yeah.
That you just
Yeah.
shift it over just to keep the knee from jiggling.
Don't want your knee jiggling,
Oh, man,
Rogers.
unless you're Elvis, you don't need a jiggly
Yeah, you don't need jiggly knee is not.
Jiggly knee went far for him.
Rogers, I will say this though: when you do have a case of jiggly knee, sometimes there's antiseptic sprays and salves
there's
and
different things that can cause a jiggly knee.
Well, you don't. You gotta be careful, Rogers.
Gotta be really careful.
Gotta be careful, especially if if the jiggly knee, if the jiggly knee comes out of nowhere,
Oh, that's when you really catch yourself off guard when all of a sudden
Yeah.
you don't know it's and then it does.
Yeah,
oh,
then the old
man.
jiggly knee shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. It's not good, man.
It's not good at all.
That's not good. You don't want. It's like it's like having measles.
Yeah.
Like measles. My mom had a whole riff on things like that, measles, and Buster has a whole Malmutus and Pseudomongus and Ticonderoga, the blowhole, and all that. He's got a whole bevy of injuries and maladies that you could have back in the day. But yeah, my mom had two that she would always give me. One is not suitable for air. Let's just say it rhymes with smallpox, except you replace the P with a different letter. Yeah. So she'd always say, oh, you got measles or smallpox, except it wasn't pox. Yeah, that was, by the way, this is my mother. Just so you know, that's my mom saying that.
Austin, that's my mother.
Yeah.
She's very mannish, Basil.
Yeah. That was my mom who would say stuff like that. All right, so the Saints are the only team left to hire a coach, so they can take a little time. But again, the Senior Bowl's going on. You'd like to have some representation. I'm sure the Saints have representation down there because Darren Rizzi is still the coach for the Saints. But let's say you go get McCarthy or you go get Kellen Moore. Well, who knows if Rizzi is still going to be there or, the scouting department or whatever. I'm assuming most of the scouting department will probably still be there. So you at least have people in place that can go and watch the Senior Bowl and see those guys. And Rogers, did you see we have a new Kenny Pickett at the Senior Bowl? Yeah, I sent that to Fletcher yesterday. So yeah, we got a new Kenny Pickett this year. I know it's going to make Rogers disappointed, since it involves the Roll Damn Tide, involves them. Yeah, but we'll talk about that Senior Bowl, all that good stuff. I said Hester and them are down there, right, for the whole week. Bob and Jacob, yeah. Good for them, man.
So that's coming up from 3 to 5.
Yeah, going to hear all about the Senior Bowl from 3 to 5, and we'll talk a little bit about it from 1 to 3. By the way, the in-person interview for Kellen Moore was his second interview. So it is he's at least in that hunt. It does feel like it's down to McCarthy and Moore and maybe Rizzi as the wild card.
And I'm hoping that part of the deal of whoever it is, because I went out on a big limb with my prediction this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I said the next coach of the Saints' last name is going to start with M.
So it's not Rizzi.
I think a deal is in place to keep Rizzi a special teams coordinator and make him associate head coach.
Yeah, that's one of those. That's one of those assistant to the head coach, associate. One of those that you give them the extra honorific. So, like, if the coaches get suspended,
players, the veteran players want him. They're on their last run of their career. Make them happy. They were in the locker room with him. They saw what he did in the meetings after the season could have completely just turned.
Yeah.
They played for him, went on a run. Just finally the injuries caught up to you, and your third and fourth teamers just aren't going to beat another team's first and second. Eventually that catches up to you.
Mm-hmm.
That is my ultimate goal, whether it's Moore or McCarthy. Please keep Rizzi as your special teams coordinator. Make him associate head coach so the players are happy. And then whatever coach does come in, you've got a guy on your staff that the players already respect. You ought to take that into account because that's going to make your job easier.
Yeah. I'll also be very curious if, depending on if it's Moore or McCarthy, if they will call their own plays or not. McCarthy's used to calling his own plays and being a head coach. Kellen Moore obviously has never been a head coach, but he is used to calling his own plays. So, they'll bring in an offensive coordinator, but will it be like a Brian Schottenheimer where it's an offensive coordinator who doesn't actually call plays? Like Pete Carmichael, right? Pete Carmichael forever under Sean Payton was an offensive coordinator who didn't call plays, except for when Payton had the broken leg and Bounty Gate, and then obviously the first year under Dennis Allen. So we'll see. Going to be interesting. And I'll be curious when the Saints elect to go ahead and make this decision. They're going to hold out for a few more days, or they're going to go ahead and make the call. We'll see. Break some news for us, Saints. That'd be good. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, and Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Go follow, like, subscribe, share, all of that stuff. We'll be back.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
More than 715,500 people flew through Shreveport Regional Airport in 2024. With 9 nonstop destinations all over the country, Shreveport Regional Airport has more flights to more destinations more often.
Hey, I got you something.
What's this?
Just a little Galentine's gift from JTV.
Do you mean jewelry television? I love their jewelry. They have the
New customers get $25 off their first purchase of $75 or more. Visit jtv.com/romance.
Yeah, their artisan collections? Gorgeous.
Are you going to open your gift?
Oh, yeah. It's the pearl bracelet.
New customers receive $25 off their first purchase of $75 or more. Visit jtv.com/romance.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
You've lost so much weight. How'd you do it?
I got medical treatment for weight loss through Zelty and lost 50 pounds. I struggled for the longest time, but Zelty makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelty providers can prescribe FDA-approved weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight, like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others.
I've heard those medications can help you lose weight, but aren't they expensive?
Zelty can help get the medication covered by insurance, so it's as little as $0 a month.
What if you don't have insurance?
No problem. Zelty may be able to help you get other GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% off the price of name brand medications.
I'm ready to start losing weight. How do I get started with Zelty?
Just text.
Text SKINNY to 200-300 to get started today with Zelty and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy and Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text SKINNY to 200-300. That's SKINNY to 200-300. SKINNY to 200-300.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
The all-new Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors is now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall. The Tiger Den is a superfan superstore. All your favorite team colors and apparel for women, men, and kids, even infants. Polo shirts from brands like Cutter & Buck, cool hats and caps, boots and belts, purses and jewelry. Oh, you are going to love the jewelry. The Tiger Den has everything for decorating and serving on game day, even custom game day t-shirts. The Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors, a superfan superstore, now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
now.
Morrison DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. They know and have experience with the best doctors and experts in their fields to provide the best care. If you or a loved one are injured, it is extremely important to choose the right lawyer. To see what they've done for others or to schedule a free consultation, visit morrisdewitt.com. Paid non-lawyer spokesperson, Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417189. Results may vary.
Are you experiencing fatigue, low libido, muscle loss? At Rejuva Medical, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy. Begin your journey to a better you at RejuvaMeMedical.com. That's REJUVIME medical.com.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer, an unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Michael and Justin Greene have great news about Bobby L. Greene, your home team.
We saw the need for a heating and cooling contractor that could do the same thing that we've offered plumbing services for many, many years, and we decided to jump into the AC and heating space.
We just saw the opportunity to provide another service to our customers, to be a one-stop shop, to take care of their needs and be there and provide the same quality service that we've always provided.
3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, 318-631-0235.
It's time to start betting on yourself. Louisiana 988 can help if you're dealing with tough emotions caused by gambling habits. You can share as much or as little as you want, and it's completely confidential. It's free, available 24/7, and most people who reach out report feeling better right in the moment. Call or text 988 anytime.
I'm Richard Fontenot, president of the Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation. While I'm a 4th-generation rice and soybean grower, you don't have to be a farmer to be a Louisiana Farm Bureau member. Membership has its benefits, from discounts on car seats, hotel rooms, and rental cars, to access to insurance you can count on to be there when you need, plus a whole lot more. We're 145,000 members strong, and we want you to join the Louisiana Farm Bureau family.
Visit lafarmbureau.org. The Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation, the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Let's get to the meat of the matter with producer Rogers Hampton.
Hey, boy!
Here's your master of ceremonies, Patrick Netherton.
In a white room with black curtains near the station. Black roof country, no gold pavements, tired starlings. Silver horses ran down moonbeams in your dark eye. Dawnlight smile on you, leaving my contentment. I'll wait in this place where the sun never shines. Wait in this place where the shadows run from themselves. You said no strings could secure you at the station. Platform ticket, restless diesels, goodbye windows.
Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Rogers and Patrick, that's us. I need to get some tape, Rogers. I need some... No tape or staples for you, Rogers? Your ham bone can't have tape or staples around here. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. By the way, Rogers, we have breaking news out of the WNBA. Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, I gotta go look for the breaking
No. We're not. No, I'm not concerned about the breaking news. Alyssa Thomas heading to the Phoenix Mercury. Like, cool. Great. Neat. There was a big trade in the WNBA a couple days ago. Kelsey Plum was involved, who's not surprisingly one of my favorite WNBA players, Rogers. For a myriad reasons, really. Not the least of which is she's really good. It doesn't hurt. Yeah, the Phoenix Mercury finalizing a trade to acquire 5-time All-Star forward Alyssa Thomas from the Connecticut Sun. She leaves Connecticut as one of the greatest players in franchise history after helping the organization to 6 consecutive semifinal appearances and finals berths in 19 and 22. Roger, we need new language in the WNBA. So let me read this sentence to you, and you tell me if we need different language in the WNBA, Rogers. Thomas was an unrestricted. This is a quote. Thomas was an unrestricted free agent. Sorry, let me redo that. Quote: Thomas was an unrestricted free agent, but the Sun cored her, meaning the only way she could leave the team was to be traded. So they cored her, Rogers. Yeah. Cored her. C-O-R-E-D. Basically, they named her one of their core players. It's like putting the franchise tag on someone is basically what it amounts to. But they call it coring, or make you a core player. So I think we need a new word. Yeah, I think we need a new word because she's technically a free agent, but because it's just like they franchise tagged her, like they do in the NFL. You're a free agent. We can't sign you to a long-term deal. We're going to put you on the franchise tag, so we're going to pay you X amount of dollars, or we're going to trade you. But by putting the franchise tag on a player, they can't, he can't just leave in free agency. Well, this is the equivalent of that in the WNBA, but it's called coring. Yeah. But Rogers, I don't want to say, I don't want to talk out of turn, but saying you cored somebody doesn't sound the most PG. Yeah. The Sun cored her. Rogers, the last time I got cored by the Sun, I mean, I needed some serious burn lotion. I needed some aloe vera. Aquavelva would not feel good on a burn, Rogers. Oh, man. Was that what Kevin put on his face in Home Alone?
I think to that equivalent.
Right. It was the equivalent of Aquavelva. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, Rogers. I've never understood aftershave. I don't get it. Like, I know what it is. It burns like hell. It's supposed to tighten your pores up so that your skin looks smoother and it doesn't the hair doesn't grow back out as fast.
My dad taught me that if you didn't like the aftershave burn, that just make sure after you've shaved, cold water to close the pore.
Right.
And then I'm a skin lotion guy. So it doesn't get red. Once the cold water closes the pore and I pat the face, I put skin lotion on it. That way it keeps it soft.
You put the lotion on your skin?
I do rub the lotion on the skin.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to get the hose again, Rogers. That's you definitely don't want that. I'm now going to look up, Rogers, what does aftershave do? Just curious.
It's gonna say it burns like hell.
It essentially helps calm the skin after shaving by potentially containing ingredients like witch hazel, aloe vera, and cooling agents. It reduces itching and swelling from skin damage and ingrown hairs. It closes pores to prevent bacteria, dirt, or chemicals from getting in. and helps cuts from shaving heal quicker. All I know is it burns like hell. I'm trying to remember, Rogers. I think my grandfather was an Old Spice guy. Sounds about right. Yeah, like he was a big Old Spice. My dad's dad was a big Old Spice guy. So as I recall, like I would go in his bathroom, and he'd have like all the products out there, and I'm a kid, I don't know any better, and I'd go out there and I'd even though I wasn't shaving, I'd like put some of the Old Spice in my hand and I'd put it on my face. Yeah, I don't. By the way, someone asked, "What's the purpose of aftershave?" And it said, "Balms provide moisture, help with irritation and scent, and splashes." How about this, Rogers? Splashes, which we're talking about, like Old Spice and Aqua Velva and all that. Splashes provide refreshing alcohol burn. What part of that is refreshing? Who are these people? Like, I don't find any part of that refreshing. What are we talking about here? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. You can reach us by listening to us over on the AM dial at 1130 or the FM dial 103.3. Or you can reach us on any of our streaming platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Just search for Netherton, and you can find us. Just do a search for Netherton on any of those platforms, and chances are you'll run into our account or you'll run into the live stream or whatever. And, of course, when you do, please make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, or make sure that you give us a share, tell your friends, all that stuff, man. We'd appreciate it. All that stuff helps out our metrics. Don't forget, you can also reach us by calling us on the Pearl Shreveport hotline. The Pearl Shreveport hotline is 318-RALLY-45, 318-725-5945. Or you can reach us on the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line. That number is 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. Hamboner, you still McCarthy? That's the camp you're in? Still McCarthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the veteran team.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm with you. I think either one would be fine. Here's the problem if you're the new coach of the Saints, right? The upside is you got a veteran team that has some really good pieces in place that you could make a run at a division championship and maybe even a win or two in the playoffs. The real issue you're running into for the Saints is you are in as bad a salary cap place as you've ever been, and they've been in some bad places. They're worse off now than they ever have been, especially in terms of dead money that they can't get rid of, that they're going to have to do something with. You've got that, and you've got a really big issue with your age, right? It is a veteran team. It is, I believe, the fourth oldest team in the NFL. And obviously that's something you need to watch out for. As the fourth oldest team in the league, and you add in all of the salary cap issues they're dealing with. Now, no team in the NFL is better at dealing with salary cap issues than the Saints are. They are, as good as it gets in terms of dealing with that. But they are definitely in a spot that they've never been in terms of the amount of dead money that they have, that they're looking at trying to get rid of. So, they're pretty old now. I get the feeling that by the time the season rolls around, they probably will have moved on from several several. I think they're going to probably dish some veterans over the course of the next few weeks. I think they're waiting on that because they want to get the new coach in, right? And they want the new coach in to basically have a say in what the personnel's going to be, right? If it's Kellen Moore, like, hey, do we move on from this guy? At least let them have their say. Whether they ultimately get the last word or not, who knows? But at least have them be able to get in there and say, hey, I like this guy, whatever. I don't like this guy. I want to get, whatever. I'm curious. I'm really curious also if I want to know, like, if, let's say it's McCarthy, right, or Kellen Moore, either one. I'm really curious how do they familiarize themselves with the team that they have? Like, do they go back and watch every game? I'm sure they do, right? They have to go back and watch every game that the Saints played last year to sort of familiarize themselves with personnel. Now, the one advantage McCarthy might have is he played the Saints, right? Eagles didn't play the Saints, as I recall. But the Cowboys certainly did. And I can't recall, Rogers, what happened in that Saints-Cowboys game. Yeah, well, go ask our resident Cowboys fan down the hall what happened in that Saints-Cowboys game. I believe it was something akin to a complete obliteration. I believe that's what happened. But yeah, so I do want, like, that's always one of my interesting things about, when you go to a new team, how do you familiarize yourself with that new team? Yeah, the Saints did not play the Eagles. Yes, they did. Sorry, they played the Eagles in week 3. Well, they played the NFC East. So I saw the Giants and the Commanders, and I'm like, well, they had to have played the Eagles. It was actually their first loss. They beat the Cowboys 44-19, then turned around and lost to the Eagles 15-12. So at least, Kellen Moore has an idea of what the Saints defense looks like from way back in week 3, and McCarthy has an idea of what the entirety of the Saints team looks like from week 2. Rogers, did you see the ratings for the AFC and NFC title games? One of them really good, one of them really bad. One was the highest rated championship game in a while, and the other one was not. The crazy thing is, though, and this is what's wild. The idea that the difference in their ratings wasn't that big. I want to say it was maybe 7 million. Let me look at the see if I can find it real quick, because I just saw a couple of tweets about it. Let's see. I don't care what Marshawn Lattimore did there. Yeah, so the AFC title game was 57 million, which is a ton. 57 million. I mean, the Super Bowl is like twice that. Meanwhile, the Commanders and Eagles NFC title game was 44 million. So the NFC title game was the least watched title game in 5 years. And obviously that's not good. Commanders-Eagles NFC title game averaged 44.2 million viewers across the Fox Sports family of networks, marking the least watched NFL conference title game since the Bills-Chiefs in 2021 on CBS, and the least watched NFC title game since Packers-49ers in 2020. Overall, the third least watched NFC championship game on Fox since 2013. And obviously, not having the game be in doubt doesn't help that. Meanwhile, the AFC title game was 57 million. According to NBC Sports, via Austin Karp of Sports Business Journal, $57 million is the record for the AFC championship and the most for any conference championship game, Rogers, since Giants 49ers in 2012. Also, no idea the Giants went to the NFC title game in 2012. I feel like the Giants have been terrible for a lot longer than that. I can't believe they were in the title game in 2012. Also, by the way, that late window is the better window. Bills, Chiefs, same window. Last year, Lions, 49ers also drew nearly 57 million people. So there you go. Average audience for the two games, 50.8 million. Last year was 56 million. And obviously having a game that was not competitive on one side is part of the reason why that happened. Like, obviously, that's the case. Ooh, Rogers, I just saw a current picture of Tropicana Field. Thing looks like the beginnings of a big top. Look at this, Rogers. It's like because all the tarp came off of it during the hurricane. It's just a bunch of scaffolding, basically, is what it amounts to. So, yeah, it's a no real surprise. No real surprise. Blowout, not good ratings. Funny how that happens. People don't want to watch a game that's not in doubt. Rogers is why a lot of people turned off the Saints-Cowboys game back in week 2. It was a blowout. Still amazing the Saints started their season 47-10 over the Panthers and 44-19 over the Cowboys, and then lost 7 in a row. They lost by 3. They lost by 2. They lost by 13. The Buccaneers put up 51 on them. Broncos and Sean Payton put up 33 on them. That was in the midst of all the turmoil and, will Dennis Allen get fired? Then they lost to the Chargers and then lost to the Panthers, and that was it. Rizzi comes in and wins 3 of 4, and suddenly you're talking about the playoffs again, and then the Saints lost 4 in a row to end the season. So, yeah, kind of a bit of an up and down road for the Saints. Anytime you find yourself on a 7-game losing streak in anything, chances are that things aren't going well at that point. I don't care if you're on a 7-game losing streak in baseball. It has 162 of them. Still not good. All right, I'd love to hear from some folks. I can't believe we've gotten one text today. It's very unusual for us. We usually have texters that chime in, but we haven't gotten a single text today. If you'd like to, it is the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line, 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. By the way, speaking of Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, got to get them out, man. Got to make sure that they come out and check your heating, right? It's still getting a little bit cold. Make sure your plumbing's working okay. AC for when we get back to spring. Check them all. I mean, honestly, if you're going to get your AC checked, now to me is the time to do it. Right? Get it done when it's kind of out of season, so to speak. I don't know if anything would be cheaper doing it then, but I guarantee you the parts will be more prevalent. That would help. At least I think so. But anyway, you can call them at 631-0235, 631-0235, whether you got a plumbing issue, a heating issue, a cooling issue, whatever your issue. Rogers, whatever condition your condition is in, you can call Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, and they'll figure it out. They'll fix it for you. That's what they do, man. Go to their website at greeneplumbing.com, Greene plumbing.com, or again, 631-0235. It's a family-owned business. Been that way since the 50s, 1959. So good at what they do. You definitely need to make sure you give them a shout. Get hooked up with Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. The best in the business. And again, part of the reason that we love Bobby L. Greene is simply because they are a family business. From Bobby L. to Ricky to Justin and Michael, kept it in the family all these years. Going on nearly 70 years now. And it's been in the family the whole time. Plus the sisters and the daughters, all of them are in there. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Give us a shout. Call us, text us. We'd love to hear from you. And, of course, don't forget to watch us on our streaming platforms. Like, follow, subscribe. We'll be back.
Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain. I feel summer creeping in and I'm tired of this town again. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead.
With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one?
We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery?
We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Need top-notch construction equipment or cranes in Shreveport, Louisiana? Scott Equipment has you covered. As a trusted family-owned business, we offer a wide range of equipment for rent or sale. Whether you're tackling a big project or need reliable machinery, Scott Equipment is here to help. Stop by Scott Equipment on North Market today to learn more and find out how you can save for your next rental or purchase. Call or visit us now and get the job done right with Scott Equipment.
Get ready for a taste adventure. This Friday, visit seizethedeal.com and snag an amazing offer from the Library on Fern. Grab a $50 certificate for just $25. Indulge in delectable dishes and a charming ambiance for lunch or dinner. The Library on Fern is the ultimate destination. The deal goes live this Friday on seizethedeal.com. Don't miss out on your $50 certificate for just $25. Visit seizethedeal.com Friday and secure yours before they're gone.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Illicit fentanyl is the deadliest drug threat that our nation has ever experienced. It has killed hundreds of thousands. Many of its victims didn't even know they were getting fentanyl. Such a tragedy. This is Robert De Niro. One of those tragic deaths was my beautiful grandson, Leo. He was just 19 years old. Fentanyl doesn't care, but you do. Join us in the fight against fentanyl. Find us online at ladrfoundation.org.
The all-new Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors is now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall. The Tiger Den is a superfan superstore. All your favorite team colors and apparel for women, men, and kids, even infants. Polo shirts from brands like Cutter and Buck, cool hats and caps, boots and belts, purses and jewelry. Oh, you are going to love the jewelry. The Tiger Den has everything for decorating and serving on game day, even custom game day t-shirts. The Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors, a superfan superstore, now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
Morrison DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. They know and have experience with the best doctors and experts in their fields to provide the best care. If you or a loved one are injured, it is extremely important to choose the right lawyer. To see what they've done for others or to schedule a free consultation, visit morrisdewitt.com. Paid non-lawyer spokesperson, Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417189. Results may vary.
Rejuva Medical can help you to feel your best. Now, if you're struggling to lose weight, Rejuva Medical offers medically monitored weight loss. If you're plagued by fatigue, low libido, muscle loss, just the lethargy, we can help with hormone replacement therapy. Begin your journey to a better you today. RejuvaMeMedical.com. That's REJUVIME medical.com.
Michael and Justin Greene have great news about Bobby L. Greene, your home team.
We saw the need for a heating and cooling contractor that could do the same thing that we've offered plumbing services for many, many years, and we decided to jump into the AC and heating space.
We just saw the opportunity to provide another service to our customers, to be a one-stop shop, to take care of their needs and be there and provide the same quality service that we've always provided.
3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, 318-631-0235.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Bossier City's home for LSU Sports, a Town Square Media station.
A good time is in the air. It's the Patrick Netherton Show.
Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Hambone, that's him. I wonder why they chose to make, pinch his voice like that. Like to kind of, it's not as loud as everything else. Then it kind of gradually gets louder. Just interesting production choice. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Got all those for you. Yeah, sometimes you Twitch, sometimes you watch Twitch. It happens every so often. Buster chimes in over on the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line. Where are all the coaches that were at Green Bay under Mike Holmgren? Well, I looked up Mike Holmgren's coaching tree. And I like this, Rogers, that for all of the coaches, their coaching tree, they do their parents and their children. So Holmgren's parents are Bill Walsh and George Seifert out of the old 49ers. The children are John Gruden, Dick Geron, Steve Mariucci, Marty Mornhinweg, Andy Reid, Ray Rhodes, Mike Sherman, and Jim Zorn. So he was served as assistant coach for Bill Walsh and George Seifert. Coached for 3 years for Walsh and Seifert. During his time as head coach, 8 assistant coaches on his coaching staff were hired as head coaches around the league. His coaching tree is combined for a 6-31, 5-31-2 record in the regular season and 39-31 in the playoffs. During their combined 74 seasons as head coach. The coaching tree is combined for 4 championships, most recently in 2023 by Andy Reid. So there you go. So his tree, Gruden, Geron, Mariucci, Reid, Rhodes, Mornhinweg, Sherman, and Zorn. Sherman had a lot of success. Obviously, Andy Reid has had a ton of success. Steve Mariucci won. Did he win a Super Bowl with the 49ers? Didn't he? With Young? Yes. And then Gruden won the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers over the Raiders, right? That was his old team. Yeah, I think that's correct. Dick Geron never won one. I don't think Ray Rhodes never won one. Marty Mornhinweg did not. Jim Zorn did not. I'm not sure if Mike Sherman won a championship. I don't think he did. I don't feel like Mike Sherman ever won a championship. Let's see. Sherman. Yeah, he never won more than one playoff game as a head coach. So, Rodgers, I don't believe you can win a Super Bowl if you only win one playoff game. I don't think that's how life works. I do enjoy though, like this website and the ability to look up the trees of various different coaches. Like that's pretty wild, to be honest with you. Who would you say, Rod? Who would you think has the biggest tree? I mean, it's you got to add longevity to success, right? Because a guy can be a head coach for a long time, but if he's mediocre, you're not going to necessarily hire a bunch of his guys. But if a guy has longevity and success, Belichick, Shula, these are the guys who have the most rings. Paul Brown, Curly Lambeau, Bill Belichick, George Halas, Chuck Noll, Andy Reid, Don Shula, Tom Landry might have a good tree as well. Let me see here. We're going to find out real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 from the Don Shula tree. 7 from the George Halas tree. I feel like Belichick's going to have the most. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different guys out of the Bill Belichick tree, including Nick Saban, by the way. That's one as well. I don't think anybody's going to beat 11. Oh, Andy Reid. No, Andy Reid's got 11. Holy cow. Tom Landry's only got 6. Curly Lambeau only has 1. Rodgers ever heard of Buster Ramsey? Yeah, me either. Paul Brown is not it. Marty Schottenheimer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now his kid, which I'm assuming his kid worked for him at some point. I guess maybe. I don't know if he was old enough. Marty Schottenheimer had 12. I think Marty Schottenheimer might be the winner here. That's crazy to think that Marty Schottenheimer had the most kids, if you will, that ended up in the NFL. Mike McCarthy's on this list with Joe Philbin and Ben McAdoo. I think maybe Shanahan, one of those guys. No, it's looks like it's Marty Schottenheimer. That is not what I expected, to be honest with you. A lot of folks out of the Bill Cowher tree, who, by the way, Bill Cowher came out of the Marty Schottenheimer tree. Sean Payton tree is only 4. Till this year, I guess. Yeah, that's I would have thought that you'd get something out of the Seifert or Bill Walsh tree. Seifert's got 8. Bill Walsh only has 7. So, weird. Anyway, it's a Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Get to some more texts over on the Bobby L. Greene Plumbing text line. Shankenstein said first text of the day. Shankenstein, I hate to tell you, but you were actually the second text of the day. You were beaten by Mark in Arkansas, who got in right before you and said present, and then has a comment about Rodgers potentially showing up at the Super Bowl party. Mark in Arkansas says, I'll take the under on Rodgers. He's not coming to the party. I don't even know what the under on that is. Like, I don't even know how you he's never been, as far as I know, he's never even been close to coming. Like, I don't know how you'd put an over-under on Rodgers showing up for the Super Bowl. Like, I don't even know what the, I mean, assuming that you just did it as a, you know, a sort of straight line, you know, win-loss proposition, you know, give odds on, you know, will Rodgers show up? It's kind of the same thing as, you know, will such and such have a sack, or will such and such have a touchdown? Yes or no? And then, of course, you can always do over-under on, you know, over 1.5 sacks, under 2 touchdowns, whatever. You can always have something like that. But for me, Rodgers going to the Super Bowl party, if you just go straight odds, Rodgers appearing at the Super Bowl party is a plus 900,000, which means you bet 100 to win 900,000. And I think Rodgers going to the Super Bowl party is minus $7 million. You would need to bet $7 million to get $100. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine a world in which Rodgers Hampton actually shows at the Super Bowl party. Because look, I've tried all manner of combinations of things, right? Lots of Budweiser. I'll pick you up and take you home. You can leave at halftime. You know, we'll have someone run you home, or I'll run you home at halftime, you know, whatever, because it's late or whatever. I think the only thing that would get it done is one of two things. One, we either have to convince Ace Frehley to come make an appearance at the Super Bowl party. You know, we have to pay his appearance fee, whatever that is. Or we have to get Fletcher to agree to give us the day after the Super Bowl off. And that's not typically, you typically don't want to be off the day after the Super Bowl. You know, you want to be in here talking about what happened and all that stuff. So I don't know. I don't know how we make it happen. I don't think we get there again this year. Sad to say. If anybody's got Rogers, I mean, Greg does have a line on Ace Frehley. So, what's the worst he could do? Be like, $15,000 to come to your Super Bowl party? And we can just say no, Could we crowdfund Ace Frehley showing up to the Super Bowl party just for Hambone? Just obviously have to fly him in, and then Rogers, he's going to give me his rider, the backstage rider where they tell you, like, you got to have peanut M&Ms, but only the yellow ones. All those things that the bands and the artists always have. You got to have sparkling water, chilled to just 37 degrees. You can't have anything red in the room. I always love the artist riders are always one of the funniest things that you can possibly get. I can only imagine if we were to somehow convince Ace Frehley to come to the Super Bowl party and surprise Rodgers. I can't imagine what we'd hike. What would be his requirements while he's there? I need vitamin water and this particular brand of hand soap, and like I have to be, no one can be within 6 feet of me. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things, Rogers, if I was a millionaire, like if I was just filthy rich, that I would try to find out, right? Like, how much would it cost to get somebody to something that I was doing? Ooh, Mason Taylor just had a great grab. The LSU tight end, his dad's there too. They were just, yeah, man. They were showing Jason Taylor, Mason Taylor's dad, earlier, and we figured out why there's an extra A in his name. Why is it Mason Taylor? Mason Taylor. Yeah, so the story out of the Senior Bowl so far is old Tiny Hands Jalen Milroe. We always talk about Tiny Hands Kenny Pickett. We had a lot of laughs about that. By the way, Joe Burrow, remember Joe Burrow didn't have big hands either. He's done all right for himself. But yeah, Kenny Pickett had the tiny hands. Well, apparently Jalen Milroe has one of the smallest hands on a quarterback that they've ever seen at the Senior Bowl. Hambone, correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't there also some concerns about Joe Burrow's hand size? Yeah. Has he done okay with his tiny hands? It's a shame he hasn't, been to a Super Bowl or another AFC championship or anything like that. I do feel bad for those guys. Burrow. I do feel bad for Josh Allen because you got a generational quarterback and a generational team and offense and the melding of the QB with the offense. I mean, let's be honest. Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, they may never, Josh Allen may never see the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow may never go back because there's an absolute juggernaut. The question is, how long does Andy Reid want to keep coaching for? That's the real question that we have to answer. I mean, Andy Reid, was he 70 now? It's got to be in the 70s, right? Andy Reid only 66 years old. Yeah. I never thought he looked that old, but it just felt like he had to be that old. It felt like he was the up there with Belichick and Carroll, but he's not. He's only 66 years old. So he could still coach for a few more years if he chose to. Dude has been married for 44 years. Like, good for him, man. Good for him. making $20 million a year. He's the highest paid coach in the NFL. Signed a contract extension for 5 years, $100 million. I mean, why not? Probably deserves more than that at this point. Also, Rodgers, for some reason, a bunch of stories that say, who is Andy Reid's wife? Who is Coach Andy Reid's wife? Meet Tammy Reid. Like, okay, why? Like, I don't know. Although I will say, Andy Reid, of course, responsible for one of the greatest pictures/videos of all time back when he was in the punt, pass, and kick competition. And he was like 2 feet taller than everybody else that was on the field. He literally looked like a grown man standing with 12-year-olds. Today's day and age, Rodgers, that'll get you in real trouble. Yeah, just an insane human being. Jeff texted in and said, Patrick, what are your thoughts on India's inability to close out England and win 3 straight in their cricket series this morning? I mean, it was a pretty sad innings for India playing from behind the entire time. Do you think they can bounce back in the 4th match of their 5-match series? Sure they can. I mean, they're there for a reason. And obviously, India is known as one of the cricket capitals of the world. So, yeah, I would think they could bounce back. Rodgers, you just have to be careful you don't get in a sticky wicket in cricket. A sticky wicket in cricket, that's the ticket. Kenny Pickett with his tiny hands. Jalen Milroe, tinier hands. And that, of course, does not hurt Rodgers Hampton's feelings because Hambone is not a Jalen Milroe guy or an Alabama guy for that matter. Rodgers, there is not a starting quarterback in the NFL who has a hand size less than 9 inches. Jalen Milroe's is slightly under 8 3/4. Again, I feel like we should go back and do our hand measurements again. Does anybody have a measuring tape around here? We did it one time back in the day. And we, had a measuring tape handy. Who would you guess has the biggest hands among the 1130 The Tiger crew, Rodgers? Fletcher? You think Fletcher has the biggest hands? Me, you, Fletcher, JJ, Ben, Travis. Yeah, the 1130 The Tiger crew. Me, you, Fletcher, Ben, JJ, Travis. I think T. Stu might have sneaky big hands. I could see that. I don't know. I'd be very interested to know who has the biggest hands of our crew. I did my hand size one time, and I don't remember what it was. I want to say it was a little over 9. But, yeah. Apparently, Jared Goff also hand size right around 9 inches. So both Burrow and Goff, tiny hands. Do you, Lord Hester. Thank you. Thank you, Elvis Presto. Forgot to mention Lord Hester. I'll tell you what, the Hester family, big-handed people. Jacob's got some of the biggest mitts of Jacob's not a big guy. He's like, what, 5'10", Rodgers? 5'10", 5'11", something like that. I tower over him, but I guarantee you Jacob Hester's hands are twice my size. He has massive mitts. So I wonder if Lord Hester follows suit, right? Is that just a Hester trait, just big-handed folk? I don't know. Rodgers, I'm gonna bring a tape measure in. I'm gonna measure all our hands. Let's get an official 1130 The Tiger hand measurement going. Maybe we'll even do GeekCon Daddy, since he's our daddy. He, he is our program director after all. Yeah, well, Puff, we're not measuring. Yeah, Puff's all fingers. Like half of Puff's weight's in his hands and feet, because we know he doesn't weigh anything anywhere else. Rogers, I like that they're interviewing the Australian Open champion Madison Keys in just like somebody's office. Like a TV there's like a desk behind her, and there's just a TV on the wall. Looks like some like reception area or something. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Rogers and Patrick, that's us. Take a time out. Come back with more after this.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Our military faces a crisis. Recruitment down, morale weak. Our leaders more focused on going woke than killing terrorists and defending America. President Trump nominated Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense to change things. Hegseth isn't an insider or a swamp dweller. He's a decorated veteran of the United States Army who deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. And he's exactly who we need leading the Department of Defense. Hegseth will ban woke nonsense from our armed forces, strengthen our military, and make our soldiers proud to serve. Call your United States Senator at 202-224-3121. Tell them stand with Trump. Confirm Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense. Again, call your senator at 202-224-3121. Tell them to vote to confirm Pete Hegseth and make our military great again. Paid for by American Leadership PAC.
Lowe's knows how to help make your Super Bowl 59 party a touchdown. Let us help you prep your home to host with top brands like Charbroil, Blackstone, and LG, so you can be the MVP of game day. Plus, use the Lowe's app to find what you need for a seamless shopping run. Or huddle up with our Lowe's Red Vest associates to help make all your game time hosting decisions.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a Colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
The all-new Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors is now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall. The Tiger Den is a superfan superstore. All your favorite team colors and apparel for women, men, and kids, even infants. Polo shirts from brands like Cutter and Buck, cool hats and caps, boots and belts, purses and jewelry. Oh, you are going to love the jewelry. The Tiger Den has everything for decorating and serving on game day, even custom game day t-shirts. The Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors, a superfan superstore, now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
Morse & DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. Visit morrisedewitt.com. Paid non-lawyer spokesperson Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417188. Results may vary. Morse & DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. Visit morrisedewitt.com. Paid non-lawyer spokesperson Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417188. Results may vary.
Are you experiencing fatigue, low libido, muscle loss? At Rejuva Medical, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy. Begin your journey to a better you at RejuvaMeMedical.com. That's RejuviMe RejuveMedical.com.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special Pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
Michael and Justin Greene have great news about Bobby L. Greene, your home team.
We saw the need for a heating and cooling contractor that could do the same thing that we've offered plumbing services for many, many years, and we decided to jump into the AC and heating space.
We just saw the opportunity to provide another service to our customers, to be a one-stop shop, to take care of their needs and be there and provide the same quality service that we've always provided.
3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, 318-631-0235.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for LSU sports.
Welcome back to the Patrick Netherton Show.
Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Greg has a yardstick, Roger. So we yeah. So Rogers, I measured Greg's hand and I measured mine. I got the biggest so far. Also, we measured Dusty's, and Dusty has tiny hands. Dusty's slightly over 8. I'm about almost 9.5. Greg is right at 9. I asked Rogers to do it, and he said, "Get away from me." And then he pulled out a gun. So I don't know if we're going to get Rogers to measure his hands or not. But yeah, a little over. Mine's slightly under 9.5. Greg is right at 9. Come on, Hamo, you measure your hands? Come on. They both work. The hands are operational. When's the last time you threw a football, Rogers? Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I can't recall. I'll probably hit a golf ball. Oh, I know you've bowled since you last threw a football. That would be the last athletic thing I did. Yeah, yes. The bowling. Hambone was so sore. Head to toe. But we did win. Although they didn't want to give us credit for it. They tried to cheat us. Y'all gonna get cheating us. So, yeah, we so did the hand measurement. I'm just under 9.5. Greg's right at 9. Dusty's at just over 8. And maybe Hambone will do his hand measurement at some point. But much like the Super Bowl party, I'm not holding out hope. There's a very real theme developing there with Hambone, little pattern, yeah. Little bit of a pattern developing with our boy Hambone. Not interested in doing the things that I would like him to do. You know, come to the Super Bowl party, measure his hands. We'll trying to think, like, how could I sneakily measure your hands without you knowing? But I don't know if you could, you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, his hand is, no, I mean, like, his hand wraps around the Budweiser can, like, this far. Therefore, like, that, we can, like, all right, I saw how far his hand wrapped around the Budweiser can, so with that, I can determine, like, can I do like a laser measurement? Funny thing is, though, Rogers, you can do a laser measurement like on your phone. It has like a laser ruler on it. So technically, I could probably measure my hands without needing an actual ruler. I can just use the laser measurement. Let's see if I can do that, Rogers. Let's see. All right, there's our measure. All right, we're going to go from right here. Boom. To right here. Nope, that didn't quite work. That gives it to me as 8. And I know it's long. Oh, it's not even close. Yeah, not even close. Okay, never mind. That's not going to work. But I do have an old-fashioned yardstick here. So whether I need to discipline a child or I need to measure Hambone's hands, I got this all taken care of. Gosh, Rogers, that thing over on the table probably could be picked up if you just sprawled your hand out wide on top of it. Oh, man. Marco said, have you ever tried reverse psychology with Hambone, telling him you're not allowed to come to the Super Bowl party? We don't want to see you there. Never, LOL. Yeah, that's the problem. Much like when I was a kid, like reverse psychology never worked on me because I got what I wanted. Like my mom, I would ask my mom for something and she'd be like, fine, I'll just drop everything I'm doing right now and go do what you want. And I'd be like, okay, thanks. Because that's what I wanted. Like, I wanted to have it happen. Rogers, if I was like, Rogers, we don't want you to come to the Super Bowl party, he'd be like, cool, thanks. Stop talking to me about it. Stop bringing it up on the air. Yeah, like please stop bringing it up on the air as if I'm going to show up to your Super Bowl party. Like, reverse psychology doesn't work on Rogers because the things that he's too old. And he doesn't feel guilt about it. It's not like there's, he's feeling bad that he's skipping out on my Super Bowl party. He's not. He feels good about it. Like, he's a happy man. He's going to sit at home and he's going to watch the game and drink his Budweiser and be in the dark with his dogs. Like, yeah, you don't understand, Marco. Rogers doesn't want to show up to the Super Bowl party. And if I give him the out, if I'm like, well, fine, Rogers, we don't want you there. He's like, hey, cool, thanks. Stop asking me about it. Like, that's what he wants. So, no, reverse psychology does not work on Rogers. He's too old. Reverse psychology just gives Rogers what he wants. And he ain't going to feel guilty about it. Now, if there was some kind of really compelling thing, like, well, Rogers, little bit is going to be there. Right. Like, Rogers is going to show up. Like, that's a different story. Ooh, speaking of Rogers, might need to text a little bit. It's a little bit. You want to come to the Super Bowl party on, just leave your boyfriend, fiance, whatever at home. No, not fiance, just boyfriend. Okay. Leave, I got a feeling that's coming. Leave the boyfriend at home. Yeah, just come pick up your dad and bring him on over to the Super Bowl party. That's all we need. Rogers, did you watch any of the Tiger Woods Rory McIlroy last night? You got all involved in the TGL? You were fired up for that?
Yeah, but then I got distracted by that big WNBA trade.
Yes, well, that was it was a big deal, Rogers. It is actually.
In depth, I looked into it. I realized how.
Well, it actually was a big deal because it's the first time they've ever had a deal like that in the WNBA.
And 2 stars.
Yes. It's the first time they've ever had that kind of a trade in the WNBA, which is cool, right? It means they're continuing to bring themselves to a higher level. which is great. You know, the more that they can kind of be like the NBA, the better it is for the WNBA. They need to continue doing that. And they did. So, yeah, big trade out of the WNBA. And then today you had after they cored one of their players, Rogers, which sounds terrible. I can't decide if that sounds naughty or painful. I can't decide which one. Marco said, can you quickly explain what this Tiger Woods deal is about? Yeah, so Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy created a golf league called the TGL. It's basically a massive golf simulator. Like you see, you see people that'll have them in their basements or in their playroom. Rogers Larry, the cable guy, has a golf simulator in his office where you stand on a mat, you hit into a screen, and they have cameras and trackmans and all that will basically figure out what the flight of the ball would be. So you physically tee up a golf ball, you physically hit it with a club, it ends up in a screen, like hits the screen, and then the computer takes over figuring out what your ball was going to do, what the flight of the ball was going to do. Then it projects that moving forward on the video screen. So it becomes then a computer game. And then it ends up wherever it ends up. And then so in the TGL, they have fairway, and it's real grass that they have. They have patches of real grass, fairway, rough, and sand, because those are basically your three lies. Now, the only thing they can't really replicate is they can't make your lie, like you can't put the ball above your feet or the ball below your feet. Like they can't give you a side hill lie or an uphill lie or any of that stuff. Everything's flat where they're hitting from. So they hit into the screen, like they hit driver into the screen. The TrackMan figures out where it's going to go. It shows the projection of the ball. It lands in the fairway. Then they put the ball down on the fairway grass, and they take out their iron or whatever, and they swing again and hit it into the screen, and then it flies to whatever. When it's inside of 50 yards to the green, they actually have a green behind them. So they're hitting into a screen one way. You turn around, and there is a green. It's a synthetic grass or whatever, but it is it rotates, and it's on it's like has louvers basically, and it can change the undulation of the green. The green's going to be the same shape every time, and it's going to have 3 bunkers around it. It's just a matter of where they are. So let's say your approach shot, you hit it in the bunker, green side bunker. Well, the computer will tell you where your ball is supposed to go based on where it went on the computer. They'll drop their ball either on the sand, or they'll place it down on the green, or they'll place it down next to the green and chip, or they'll blast out of the sand, or they'll putt. So it's basically it's a golf simulator, but it's like a golf simulator on steroids. And it's in a giant, who he reminds me of, Rogers? Aaron Glenn. He reminds me of the air traffic controller from Die Hard 2. That's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of that guy, got the funky, like the raspy voice. That's who he reminds me of. Anyway, if you know Die Hard 2 and you know the air traffic controller with the raspy voice, that's who Aaron Glenn reminds me of. But anyway, so, you tee off under the screen, you drop either in the rough on the fairway or in the bunker on the sand. You hit your second shot. I'm just saying a par 4. Hit your second shot into the screen. You're on the green. You're right off the green. You're in the bunker, green side bunker. You go back away from the simulator back to the actual physical green. It has adjusted the elevations. Maybe it's a back to front break. Maybe it's a front to back break. Maybe it's got multiple mounds. You just don't know. Whatever the people have conjured up for that green. Then you put your ball wherever it is on the green, and putt, or you chip or whatever, and you play out from there. So basically, the TGL is that it's teams of 4, but you only get 3 guys at a time. So one guy has to sit. So it's teams of 4. You play 3 at a time. The captains get to pick their teams. Tiger is Tom Kim, Tiger, I don't remember, and Kevin Kisner. Max Homa, I believe, and Kevin Kisner. Those are the guys on Team Tiger. And then Rory has his guys, whatever. You start off with alternating shot for the first, I believe, 10 holes. They only play 15 holes. I think the first 10 holes is alternating shot. And then the last 5 is one guy plays the hole all the way out. So, you go to 11, and Tiger plays 11 versus Rory. And then you go to 12, and 12 is Tom Kim versus whoever else is on Rory's team. And then 13 is Max Homa against the other guy on Rory's team. And then back to Tiger for hole 14, back to Tom. Anyway, so it works like that. It's basically match play, except the holes don't carry over. So whoever wins the hole gets a point. Then they also have what they call the hammer, which anytime anybody wants to, they can throw the hammer. When they throw the hammer, it makes the hole worth 2 points, assuming the opponent accepts the hammer. They can deny the hammer. It's just a flag, basically. They throw a flag. But if they deny the hammer, then it's not the hole's not worth 2 points. So it's kind of strategic. Last night, Rory made a long putt. Tiger had like a 10-footer to tie or to win, and Rory threw the flag, making it worth 2, and Tiger holed the putt, and Tiger's team ultimately ended up winning. So yeah, it's and they've got stadium seating in there. It's in a big it's in a giant, almost warehouse-looking thing, a big building. It's a big building, Rogers, with doctors in it. What is it? Yeah. Hospital, what is it? It's a big building with doctors and patients in it, but that's not important right now. But yeah, it was it's in a giant building. There's seating. It's very, arena-esque, if you will, and pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing. TGL, catch it on Mondays. They obviously play it on Mondays because that's usually the day off for the players. So they're able to go do that and have a blast doing it. And it's good theater. They're all mic'd up. Some of the guys don't have any personality, and that hurts. Like in that scenario, you want these guys to show some personality, and you don't necessarily have that with a lot of the guys. And look, they're not used to having to have personality, right? Like that's the thing. Golfers, by and large, are not used to having to be personality forward. They're very insular. They don't talk a lot. They only talk to their caddies and their playing, partners and their competitors during the course of a round. Like they're not used to being mic'd up. So it'll take them a little time, but I think that's, to me, that's sort of the next frontier of golf is let's get more personality out of these guys. The on-course interviews, miking a guy up for a hole or for a round. The golfers have to trust that the TV people are not going to hang them out to dry or air something that shouldn't be aired. But at the same time, having the golfers be a little bit more personality forward is not a bad thing in the realm of the NFL, or excuse me, in the realm of PGA. So I'd like to see more of that. And I think they're going to try to get there. All right, let's take a break. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, brought to you by the Pearl and Bobby L. Greene Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Maybe we'll get Rogers to measure his hand in the during the break, but much like the Super Bowl party, I'm not holding my breath. We'll be back.
Chewing on a piece of grass, walking down the road. Tell me, how long you gonna stay here, Joe? Some people say this town don't look good in snow. You don't care, I know.
The following is a paid program. Participants of this program are not employees of this station, and their views, opinions, and claims do not necessarily represent those of Town Square Media, its employees, or advertisers.
Get ready for a taste adventure. This Friday, visit seizethedeal.com and snag an amazing offer from the library on Fern. Grab a $50 certificate for just $25. Indulge in delectable dishes and a charming ambiance for lunch or dinner. The library on Fern is the ultimate destination. The deal goes live this Friday on seizethedeal.com. Don't miss out on your $50 certificate for just $25. Visit seizethedeal.com Friday and secure yours before they're gone.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
Wait. Skechers put the S in comfort?
Yes, comfort you have to feel to believe. Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
You sure? Because I won a spelling bee in the 5th grade, and I don't think there's an S in comfort.
Yes, Skechers, we put the S in comfort, like our hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear that's completely touchless. You just step in and go. There's no bending down and no tying your shoes. And they have Skechers Air-Cool Memory Foam for incredible comfort. Because at Skechers, we put the S in comfort.
Okay, well, I've got some Skechers slip-ins. Here, let me try. Okay, I'm just stepping in and... Oh, wow. Skechers put the S in comfort.
Duh, we told you.
See for yourself how Skechers put the S in comfort. Find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
More than 715,500 people flew through Shreveport Regional Airport in 2024. With 9 nonstop destinations all over the country, Shreveport Regional Airport has more flights to more destinations more often.
Now Taxes is using Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get your refund so you can do more with it right in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Morse & DeWitt Injury Lawyers built a practice on representing real people with real injuries and have obtained real results. Their success stories speak for themselves. They know and have experience with the best doctors and experts in their fields to provide the best care. If you or a loved one are injured, it is extremely important to choose the right lawyer. To see what they've done for others or to schedule a free consultation, visit morrisdewitt.com. Paid non-lawyer spokesperson, Shreveport, Trey Morris, LA 2417189. Results may vary.
Rejuva Medical can help you to feel your best. Now, if you're struggling to lose weight, Rejuva Medical offers medically monitored weight loss. If you're plagued by fatigue, low libido, muscle loss, just the lethargy, we can help with hormone replacement therapy. Begin your journey to a better you today. RejuvaMeMedical.com. That's RejuvaMe medical.com.
Michael and Justin Greene have great news about Bobby L. Greene, your home team.
We saw the need for a heating and cooling contractor that could do the same thing that we've offered plumbing services for many, many years, and we decided to jump into the AC and heating space.
We just saw the opportunity to provide another service to our customers, to be a one-stop shop, to take care of their needs and be there and provide the same quality service that we've always provided.
3 generations of local service. Bobby L. Greene, 318-631-0235.
You've heard a lot of remarkable things about the Pearl Restaurant, located at Fern and 70th. In addition to the incredible food and drinks, the Pearl is now open for dinner 7 days a week, plus lunch or brunch on the weekends. The bar opens at 3, the restaurant opens at 4 Monday through Thursday, and it opens at 11 a.m. all weekend long. Amazing Louisiana-style food with flavor profiles unlike anything you'll find in the state. A 47-foot bar serving signature cocktails, spirits, wine, and beer. An unrivaled selection of both raw and cooked oysters. Plus, the Pearl is serving up amazing old-school favorites like burgers and certified Angus steaks, dry-aged and rubbed in their special pearl dust. Both the burgers and steaks are Rogers Hampton approved, which is the most prestigious award that a food can receive. The Pearl Restaurant, 6871 Fern Avenue, right off East 70th. Whether you want an amazing lunch on the weekend or an elegant dinner any day of the week, the Pearl has you covered. Let them treat you right at the Pearl.
The all-new Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors is now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall. The Tiger Den is a superfan superstore. All your favorite team colors and apparel for women, men, and kids, even infants. Polo shirts from brands like Cutter and Buck, cool hats and caps, boots and belts, purses and jewelry. Oh, you are going to love the jewelry. The Tiger Den has everything for decorating and serving on game day, even custom game day t-shirts. The Tiger Den at Jimmy Grande Outdoors, a superfan superstore, now open in the Shreveport Auto Mall.
Tiger weather now.
Stalled out front just to our south. Most of the sprinkles, light rain showers on radar showing up well south of us for tonight. Our low 43 degrees, mostly cloudy Tuesday, high 62. And then some showers and thunderstorms coming in for Wednesday and Thursday. Heaviest rain Thursday, over an inch of rain Thursday, 71 degrees. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore at the Weather Channel.
The previous program was paid for by Tim Fletcher. KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Your home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station.
Welcome back to the Patrick Netherton Show.
Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, streaming. Streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Roger, do you want to hear something crazy? If Kellen Moore is hired by the Saints, he'd be the youngest coach in the NFL. That's not the crazy part. He's 6 months older than Demario Davis. No idea Demario Davis was almost 40. Demario Davis is 36. I thought he was like 32, 33. Dude's older than I thought. Still getting it done. Still getting it done at a high level for being that old. Rodgers, I'll tell you right now, I don't know that he would do it. I don't know that it would happen, but Demario Davis, I think, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. To have that long of a career at that high of a level for as long as he has and as consistent as he has, I'd put him in the Hall of Fame. But I don't think that'll happen. Kellen Moore, 36 years old, going to turn 37 in July. He would be the youngest coach in the NFL should he get hired by the Saints. Hey, don't forget our show is brought to you by the fine folks at the Pearl Restaurant in Shreveport. 70th and Fern Avenue is where you find the good folks at the Pearl, Robert and his crew, doing such great work, whether you're looking for sort of traditional American favorites like, I don't know, steak, burger, those type of things. Boom. Got it. Done. Maybe you're looking for a Louisiana seafood, right? Maybe you're looking for a little catfish. Maybe you're looking for some shrimp, oysters. Oysters are fantastic at the Pearl. They are Buster Netherton certified. It's like being Rogers Hampton, certified. It's kind of the same thing, just for oysters. But if you get the seal of approval from Buster on your oysters, you're doing well. Buster is a bit of an oyster snob, and he likes the ones at the Pearl a lot. Can't blame him. They're delicious. They're big. They're fresh. Get them from the Gulf, all that stuff. So if you want to go check out some of the best food that you're going to find, go to the Pearl, 70th and Fern Avenue, the white and brick building with the black awnings. They are so good at what they do. Just salt of the earth people, in addition to being very good at their jobs and at their the food. Chef Walter, the whole crew, man, love them. Go check them out. 70th and Fern Avenue, the Pearl. And, of course, when you go, please tell them you heard about it right here on the Patrick Netherton Show. We'd appreciate it. All right. We've reached the end. Didn't even get Rogers to measure his hand. Maybe tomorrow. It's right here, Rogers. It's right there. Just put your hand down. I'll measure it real fast. Take 5 seconds. I'm curious if your hand's bigger than mine. I don't know, Rogers. You're a sturdy boy. My fingers are not really that long. My hands are kind of wide, but my fingers aren't super long. Yeah, Rogers is going to be hurt by the fact that all of his fingers are bent. They're all gnarled and curled and everything. You know those Dupuytren's Contracture commercials? Yeah, Rogers is that guy. Yeah, he has it. You've got it. Yeah. You need to go see a hand specialist, Rogers. Get your Dupuytren's. Yeah, you're getting the Dupuytren's Contracture. You need to go take that medicine, Rogers. Don't worry, though. Only side effects are diarrhea, anal leakage, malmutus, pseudomongus, hallucinations, and death. But other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Yeah, Hambone's getting the Dupuytren's Contracture going on. Got to go take your medicine, your Farxiga or whatever it is. I don't remember which medicine it is. I see so many medicine commercials. All right, that's it for us. Go measure your hands, everybody. See if you got bigger hands than Jalen Milroe. Rogers, probably the only thing I can say that I have over Jalen Milroe is hands. I think he's got me beaten in probably every other area. Yeah, Hambo, you need to get your, that's it. That's exactly what it is. Dupuytren's Contracture. Got to go get your medicine for it. They make medicine for it. So go make it happen. It occurs due to the thickening and shortening of a fibrous tissue called the palmar fascia. So go get it done, man. Go get your medicine. Surgery, enzyme treatments, and splinting. So make it happen. All right, that's it for me and old gnarly hands Rogers. For Hambone, I'm Patrick. Y'all be safe and careful out there, everyone. Want to see you back here tomorrow from 1 to 3 on the Patrick Netherton Show.